You've probably heard the 30% rule. Spend no more than 30% of your income on rent. Easy, right? So if you make $50,000 a year, that's $1,250 a month. Find an apartment under that number and you're good. Except there's one massive problem with that math. And it's the same problem that's leaving millions of Gen Z renters feeling like they're doing everything right and still coming up short every single month. The 30% rule uses your gross income. Before taxes, before your 401k contribution, before health insurance, before any of the deductions we broke down in video 1. You don't pay rent with your gross income, you pay it with your take-home pay. And for most people, those two numbers are very, very different. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to calculate the rent you can actually afford, based on your real numbers, not a rule invented in 1969. Let me show you exactly how the math breaks down. Say you earn $50,000 a year. The 30% rule says you can afford $1,250 a month in rent. But after federal taxes, FICA, state tax, and health insurance, your actual take-home pay is probably somewhere around $3,200 to $3,500 a month. Not the $4,167 gross that $50,000 implies. 30% of your actual take-home is closer to $960 to $1,050. That's nearly $300 less than the 30% rule suggested. And that gap matters enormously when you're trying to also pay for food, transportation, and save anything for the future. And here's something most people don't know about where the 30% rule even came from. It dates back to 1969, when a senator named Edward Brooke pushed through an amendment capping public housing rent at 30% of income. It was a policy designed to protect low-income families from being overcharged, not a personal finance formula designed for your specific financial situation in 2026. Financial experts now openly call it outdated. One housing market analyst recently described it as advice from a different economic era. Another called it a risk metric designed for landlords, not a budget designed for you. The landlord wants to know if you can technically make rent. You need to know if you can make rent and still eat, save, and not be in crisis by week 3 of the month. Those are two completely different questions. Here is the actual calculation that works. It takes about 5 minutes and uses your real numbers instead of made-up ones. Step 1. Write down your actual monthly take-home pay, not your salary, not your gross. The number that hits your bank account after everything is taken out. If you get paid twice a month, add both paychecks together. Step 2. List your fixed monthly expenses that aren't rent. Things like minimum student loan payment, car insurance, phone bill, subscriptions. These are non-negotiable costs that exist no matter where you live. Step 3. Subtract those fixed expenses from your take-home pay. What's left is your available monthly budget. Step 4. From that available budget, you need to cover rent, groceries, utilities, transportation costs, and still have something left over for savings and emergencies. A reasonable target is that your rent plus utilities combined should not exceed 35% of your take-home pay, after accounting for any major existing debt payments like student loans. So let's run the actual numbers. Take-home pay of $3,300 a month. Student loan payment of $200. Car insurance of $120. Phone bill of $80. That's $400 gone before rent. You have $2,900 left. 35% of $2,900 is about $1,015 for rent and utilities combined. If utilities average $150, that puts your max rent closer to $850 to $900. That number might feel discouraging if you're in a major city. But here's the thing. Knowing your real number prevents you from signing a lease you can't actually sustain. A lot of people find out their real number after they've already signed it. That's the expensive version of this lesson. Here's where we are as a generation right now. The average national rent in the US is sitting around $1,356 a month as of early 2026. In major cities, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Boston, median one-bedroom rents are well above $2,000 and in some cases closer to $3,500 or more. Gen Z is on track to spend an average of $145,000 on rent between the ages of 22 and 29. That's before buying a single thing. Just rent. HUD officially defines being cost-burdened as spending more than 30% of your gross income on housing. Severely cost-burdened is more than 50%. And right now, a significant portion of Gen Z renters falls into one of those two categories. Not because they're making bad decisions, but because the math of rent versus entry-level wages in 2026 genuinely doesn't work in a lot of markets. Understanding this isn't meant to depress you. It's meant to give you an accurate picture of the situation so you can make strategic decisions, rather than just picking the nicest apartment you technically qualify for and hoping it works out. So given all of that, what do you actually do? Here are 3 strategies that have the most real-world impact. Strategy 1, get a roommate. I know this isn't what anyone wants to hear in their mid-20s, but the math is undeniable. If a 2-bedroom apartment near you rents for $1,800 and you split it evenly, you're each paying $900. Compare that to a 1-bedroom at $1,200 and you're saving $300 a month, $3,600 a year. That goes directly toward your savings, your debt payoff, or your future down payment. 3 years of that difference is over $10,000. The roommate situation you're embarrassed about now could be directly responsible for the financial position you're proud of at 30. Strategy 2, negotiate your rent, especially in slower markets. Most people don't realize rent is negotiable. Landlords in slower seasons, typically fall and winter, are more motivated to fill vacancies than to hold out for a higher number. You can ask for 1 month free, waived application fees, a locked rate for a 2-year lease, or a slightly lower monthly number in exchange for signing longer. The worst they say is no. The best case is you save hundreds of dollars a month for the next year or 2. Strategy 3, separate your want neighborhoods from your need neighborhoods. In most cities, there are neighborhoods that are walkable, safe, and reasonably priced. They just aren't the ones you see on Instagram. Spending an extra $300 a month to live in the trendy part of town is $3,600 a year buying you a zip code. That same $3,600 invested annually starting at 23 is worth over $60,000 by the time you're 45 at a 7% return. That's the real cost of the cool neighborhood. If you find an apartment below your maximum number, great. Don't lifestyle creep that difference away. Here's exactly where those savings should go, in order. First, if you don't have 1 month of expenses saved yet, that money goes to your emergency fund before anything else. Living paycheck to paycheck with no buffer means one car repair or medical bill derails everything. Second, once you have 1 month saved, split the extra between building that emergency fund to 3 months total and putting more toward any high-interest debt. Credit cards especially. Third, once the emergency fund is at 3 months and high-interest debt is gone, that extra money starts going toward investing. Roth IRA, brokerage account, whatever the next step is in your financial plan. The point is this: keeping your rent low is not just about surviving the month. It's about creating margin, space in your budget that lets you build something over time. Every dollar you don't spend on rent is a dollar that can work for you somewhere else. The 30% rule was never designed for your situation. It was designed in a different era, using a different economy to solve a different problem. Your actual number, the rent you can genuinely afford without putting your financial future at risk, comes from your take-home pay, your real expenses, and your real goals. Not a rule written before your parents were born. Do the 5-minute calculation I walked you through. Know your number before you start apartment hunting, not after you've already fallen in love with a place you can't actually afford. Next week, we're talking about investing. Specifically, what to do with your first $500 and why starting before you feel ready is the single most important move you can make in your 20s. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you next week.